From the heart of Kansas City, we bring you Buk and Bob from Chiefs Kingdom and Tom.
I'm Tom.
I'm Bob.
And I'm Buck. We're not fancy analysts.
We have just as many bad takes.
Woohoo!
Woo! All right, guys, dude. So Patrick Mahomes had his surgery Monday. Dude, this dude overachieves in everything that he does, even freaking surgery. Most of the time, you have to wait for the ACL because of all the swelling. But he literally flew out, got a second opinion from the Dallas doctor, who's a big time guy. He's the one that did Rishi Rice's repair on his knee, and he does a lot of the league's big high name guys. He's pretty respected in the ACL, MCL, PCL repair, and yeah, dude, they did it. Like, I don't know how they kept the swelling down. I'm guessing they kept like a compression cast on him or something like that, so it couldn't swell. But they were able to repair both the ACL and the LCL just Monday night, and he was already doing exercises and rehab by Tuesday. So that's a good sign.
Yeah,
It is good, and the way that he attacks rehab and his own personal work ethic and everything, that's promising. I keep seeing the time frame of 9 months. I've heard from other doctors, of course, everybody's an expert, and this is what everybody's talking about when the biggest player in the game gets an ACL injury. That's the number one story. But I've heard 6 to 8 months. I would imagine being Mahomes, somewhere around that 8 months would be, that would be ideal. That'll put him back on the field before the season starts. But really, do you want him to rush it though?
Absolutely not.
No.
So that's
but he's going to. It doesn't matter what we want.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true.
He's going to say he's ready to go in March. So
just think about that clip when he hurt his knee and he's hop, skip, running to get his MRI so that he could come back, and play in the game. He's just like, that's just the way he's wired. And we have no clue what it's going to be. There could be setbacks too along the way. We're not speculating when it's going to be done because a lot of people are getting pissed about that, which is silly. Like, we're going to talk about it. That's just, we have a podcast about Chiefs, and the most important Chief and the most important face of the NFL is injured now. So we're going to compare him to other ones.
We can keep comparing him to Brady because he's still, Brady had the same injury the same year of his career.
Well, Brady's kind of like one of the guys that his money and everything else pioneered kind of like the start of the modern day repairs for those types of injuries. And it's gotten a lot better. Like the LCL is a little bit of a bummer, but they were able to fix it quickly. Like, the problem is, and this is true, with those type of injuries, normally they have to wait, for the swelling to go down. But in that time, it's just like if you have a broken bone, it starts to heal awkward. And then you have to repair that crap that's happened over the past week or two with the wrong healing, just like you would have to re-break a bone. But they didn't have to do that. Like, they were able to go right in and repair it. So, a lot of people are saying Joe Burrow came back in like eight months, but Joe Burrow was also like 24. It is a difference in age that does matter.
They were saying as well, though, that Burrow's was a little bit more complicated as well.
A lot more. He had patellar problems. He had another CL torn as well as, the two that Mahomes had.
But I mean, we're 2 days post surgery, so I mean, you know what? Catch back up with us in 2 months, and we'll give you a more accurate timeline. But for now, I would say, I mean, wishful thinking is he gets to start the season. Worst case scenario, he misses probably the first couple games, is what I would imagine.
Yeah, and I mean, it just all depends. I think that he's going to be stubborn and try to get back as soon as possible. And I don't even know that he.
I agree.
If I was a betting man, I would bet that he's there throwing the ball, even in limited capacity in training camp. But that's my bet on him. It's not my expert analysis or expert opinion because I don't have one,
or even
and
expectation.
nobody really does.
Yeah, it's just what you think.
Well, along the lines of the wishful thinking, he's going to have to start gelling with that new offensive coordinator we're going to get. And so he's going to have to be out there and, running through the playbook and building that rapport with whoever this new guy is.
Speaking of that,
again, wishful thinking.
Travis Kelce was doing some butt licking, butt kissing to Eric Bieniemy on New Heights podcast yesterday. I mean, he was like, I love that guy. That guy's got heart, dude. And Jason Kelce he was like, where's he at? And he was like, he's the Bears running back coach. And Jason was like, oh, I didn't even know that. He's like, yeah, dude, he's awesome.
Did he
love
play
him.
For the Bears?
Love that guy. I'm not sure who he played for. He did play, though.
Yeah, he was a running back.
I don't remember him playing pro. If I remember correctly, he played in college at Nebraska, maybe?
I thought he played pro. Maybe I'm wrong.
Pretty sure he did.
I could be wrong.
Oh,
Bucks.
yeah. He played for the Chargers, the Bengals, and the Eagles.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. He's I will take that back if we can get him back. I'll take that. Either way, though, Andy Reid did. I was going to get the clip of it, but Andy Reid basically confirmed. I mean, it could be that he was talking about players because that's an obvious, but he talked about, next year and whoever's still here, we're going to get at it. But he did mention coaches and players right before that. He said, the players have the responsibility to do this. Coaches have the responsibility to stay up to date and do this. And next year, with whoever's still here, we'll figure that out. So that tells me that there's probably change coming. And I mean, there has to be. I mean, Clark's gonna kind of demand it, right?
Well, with the way this season is gone, I mean, what reason is there to continue with exactly what they did this year? So obviously there needs to be some changes. They're all smarter than we are. They're going to identify where those changes need to happen. But
Yep. We need to really dispel this HD Chiefs fan. It's just not true. It's just not true. It's what Andy tells you. It's what they will tell you, but you cannot. No one. Okay, I should have read this. Here, Buck, do you mind reading this for me?
Yeah, he said
I
you
have the
ain't
list.
getting a new offensive coordinator. You might get a new offensive practice coordinator, but Andy will always run the offense.
So that's that. So there's no evidence one way or the other that that's the actual thing. If you watch every press conference and everything in the off season, this is what I used to think too. But after I've really paid attention, you'll get more of the actual story. And Andy does call the plays. Does he call them all the time? No, almost certainly not. I mean, he calls them in key situations. He works with the offensive coordinator. We need to dispel this myth that the OC under Andy Reid does nothing. It's crazy. If you look at the offense under Eric Bieniemy and under Matt Nagy, they're completely different. Like it is crazy, and it is just not true. And anytime something goes good, Andy says it was all Nagy and Joe Blameyer, right? Anytime anything goes bad, he says it's all me. There is no direct evidence at all that says Andy calls the entire offense and the OC does nothing. It's not true, and we should stop saying it.
Well, if we get a new OC then in this offseason, I think next year will give us a lot of evidence as to, if the offense seems to, for those of you that think that Andy Reid is the offensive coordinator, then what we'll see next year won't change. I think part of the reason that Bieniemy was so successful was because of his abrasive, his ability and his willingness to step in and say, no, man, that's not how we're going to do this. Or no, Patrick, you're not, you're not calling these plays out on the field, whatever it may be. Maybe he was less of a play caller and play creator, and just his ability to be that presence was the difference.
Straight up Andy Reid back in the day in press conferences, you could say he's lying maybe, but he straight up said Eric calls the plays. So like there's no evidence one way or the other. So I'm really tired of everybody going like, no, this is how it is. We don't know how it is. I don't know how it is, but I understand that I don't know, rather than just saying it's this way, because it's just not. And if you look at the play calls during the Eric Bieniemy time, dude, screens galore. Dude, outside hook passes to the running back running out of the flat, almost non-existent in Matt Nagy's tenure. I mean, we're talking completely different plays. So I don't agree with with these. It's just, you have to really pay attention to make it a guess at what's happening, and that's all it is, a guess. But you have to pay a lot of attention even to see that. Just like how I saw that, Connor playing the slot isn't most likely is not Steve Spagnuolo's call. It's Dave Merritt's, because Steve has, said my assistant coaches, my coaches below me are going to get the calls. Like, because Dave Merritt almost confirmed that in training camp when he said, Spags wants that, but that's not what's going to happen. So you got to really pay attention to just have a guess at what's going on. But I guarantee you the offensive coordinator does stuff. And a lot of it.
Well,
and in Nagy's case, not a lot of it.
At the end of the day, whoever's calling the plays isn't as important as the accountability factor that Bieniemy brought to the table, which is something that I think Nagy is just kind of there. Whether he's calling the plays, he's definitely not getting on the guys. That's where you see all of these drops. You see the overthrows. You see just the standing in the pocket way too long and holding on to the ball. One thing that's nice about Mahomes going out and us being out of playoff contention is that I can stop yelling at the TV, throw the damn ball. But under Bieniemy, he's calling the players out for that. And that's why they thought he was abrasive, but it was accountability. But at least people performed as they were expected to. And these last few seasons have just seemed real lazy from the just efficiency aspect of things. So many dropped passes, so much time standing in the pocket, such a sloppy run game. I mean, where is the accountability? Like during practices, who's getting called out saying, hey, where was that block? You know your assignment. Where was that block? Why did you hold that ball for that long where you were? Why did you break that way on your route instead of cutting to the left? Like, I think that's the major difference. And regardless of who's calling the plays, there needs to be the bad guy.
Yeah,
Yep,
I saw a
sorry,
really
you go.
cool. No, yeah, you're good. So I saw a clip where there was, and I wish I could remember who the guy was. I should have like followed him or something. But he breaks down plays, and he ran through, and it wasn't any special play that anybody's going to remember, but it was just kind of an anecdote of kind of what's gone on with the Chiefs season. So it was a running play. It was single running back formation. Mahomes was under center, and they were running to the right. They were Pacheco was supposed to run between the guard and the tackle. And the way that the offensive line was coming out, this guy, kept pausing it after a few frames and pausing it. All right, now this is where the running back, and he should head this is the way the play is written up. He's supposed to head in this direction, but he takes a step outside first and then kind of goes that way. And you can see after he plays it over and over and over, the linebacker that ends up getting the tackle is able to react to that and miss his blocker, get around his blocker and make the tackle. And that play specifically was Pacheco's fault. Now, I'm not sitting here saying, the problems with the running game is all Isaiah Pacheco. It's just that, like what you were saying, there's a lot of blame to go around. There's a lot of things that aren't clicking with this offense in particular. And I think it kind of goes to show like how many different things come together to make a play successful or to make a play fail.
Oh, it's a ballet of violence. It truly
is.
That's
a great quote, man. You should write a song.
Oh, thanks. But I'm excited. We're going to get through these last few games. I like Gardner Minshew. So, I mean, I'm going to pay attention. I want him to go out there and be successful. I like that dude with his mustache and his mullet and his bitchin' Camaro. I just think he's killing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, I'm so excited to see what happens in this offseason, more so than I have been in the past, because now they're going to have to address the elephants in the room. Before it was like, oh, we picked up this guy in the draft, and oh, this guy's coming over. And now there's purpose, I feel, for the moves that they're going to make in the offseason. And it's pretty exciting. I think it's funny. I went to lunch today and I was pointing out at the sports bar, there were tons of TVs, but 4 different stations were all reporting on the Chiefs. And I'm sitting here thinking, I mean, they're playing the Tennessee Titans this weekend. Mahomes is out. The season's shot, but that's all anybody wants to talk about still. They want to talk about Mahomes. There's mock drafts going on, which, I mean, look, I'll sit down and watch mock draft. I get excited about that stuff. But they were talking about what moves in the offseason. They're talking about Kelsey. They're talking about all these things. I mean, the Chiefs' fatigue doesn't go away even when they flush everything down the toilet.
Yep. And I actually want to hit on that, but just to end out the Andy Reid talk. So do you want to read this other comment from HC?
Said there's no evidence. Watch the NFL mic'd up films. Bieniemy, your wishful want that can't keep an offensive coordinator job, clearly talks to Andy 3 times for permission to run a play.
Yeah, I mean, he only got one offensive coordinator job, and that was with the Washington Commanders, and he did a real good job to start. Then the whole thing blew up, and the head coach got fired, and yeah, it was a big old mess. But that's a little unfair. But just to point out, Eric Bieniemy tried to get different plays in, but yes, Andy has the final call. I've said this multiple times, but it is much more nuanced. It is not, dude, it is not just straight up Andy calls all the plays. And he definitely doesn't set up the game plan. So, like, he has some work in him that, but the offensive coordinator and the passing team coordinator set up the game plan, and Andy okays it. Andy says, "Oh, I want some changes here. I want this here." But yeah, if we don't have anybody that's going to fight back, then no. And Andy does sometimes let the other person call the freaking play. It's just it's a fact. And so I just get really tired of the whole narrative and everybody going, well, if Matt Nagy leaves, it means nothing. It means a lot. It means a ton. So, like, that's kind of where I'm at on that. But to jump to what you were talking about, the Chiefs, right? Dude, there's all these people saying that the Chiefs being out of the playoffs and not in the Super Bowl is going to make it more popular. And I'm just like, bro, have you not been paying? They're saying that more people are going to watch because the Chiefs aren't in it. And I'm sitting there going, bro, first off, one word for you, Swifties, okay? And that was a huge jump we got, in the last couple years just from them, okay? So hopefully they found some other teams that they like and they're still into football, even though Kelsey's, out of the playoffs. But dude, if one team gets in the freaking Super Bowl, their fans are going to be super excited to watch it. But when the Chiefs get into the Super Bowl, fans of almost every team want to hate watch it. So it's really popular. And at the top of that, we are the most popular team. Well, at least we were at the start of the season, the most popular team in the NFL. So, no, it's not going to be more popular with the Chiefs out. And
see, I've heard the other side of that. What I've been hearing is that it just doesn't feel right that the Chiefs aren't in the playoffs, and it feels wrong. It feels like something's off, and it could actually detract from the playoffs. You got to have those final bosses from the previous games
not
to
just
be able to
Chiefs,
keep
right?
progressing on. So,
like the freaking Ravens might not make it too. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
that's nuts.
You want to hear a crazy stat that I heard today? It's been almost 30 years since 1998 was the last time that the playoffs did not include Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, or Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
That's insane.
I read that earlier this week and was just, whoa.
Say that one more time. I didn't catch the whole thing.
The first time since 1998 that the playoffs did not include Mahomes, Brady, or Manning.
Well, I mean, it's going to include Brady.
Well, he's not playing. I mean,
True.
Yeah, he'll be commentating, but
he'll be commentating. His team that he's partial owner of won't be in it.
Not even close to it.
Not in the next decade.
Ever again, maybe.
Quite possibly.
I mean, they might be the Browns of the AFC West.
That's why we keep them around.
Yeah. Comedic relief.
When you were talking about Minshew, I don't know why you just kind of were on the flow. I didn't want to interrupt you, but you know who he reminds me of? Kind of like his attitude and the way he carries himself.
Uncle
Jared
Rico.
Allen.
Oh,
Jared
Allen. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. With that Mississippi mud flap.
And I mean, not the same hairdo, but kind of, like both like red.
I mean, they both had bullets.
Yeah, but Gardner's is a little different. I mean, it's a different, 20, 25 years later or whatever it is. So it's just a different style. But yeah, they're from the.
I just think that guy kicks a whole lot of ass.
I'm here to kick ass and drink beer, and I'm almost out of beer.
You know what? I felt worse for Minshew in the last game than I did for that ending the playoff chances. I felt worse for him because I kept telling everybody, like, Minshew magic's a real thing. Watch this. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. Then he threw that pick, and I was like,
And he didn't need to throw the pick, man. We could have – I mean, Patrick didn't need to throw the pick the drive prior. I mean, we could have been driving for the field goal instead of driving to tie the game, I mean, that was –
oh, yeah.
Pat, and that's something that I hope – so what I really hope for these next 3 games is that they really focus. I'm hoping the offensive staff Matt Nagy, Joe Blameyer, and Andy all get together and be like, hey, we need to run the ball and we need quick passes or play action. And then we can show, and definitely play the guys that haven't gotten play. Like I want to see Jalen Royals out there. I want to see, the new blood. I want to see Brashard Smith get more carries. But I want Mahomes to possibly see that, Minshew have success with the current roster with short, quick passes and just game managing, right?
Not holding the ball for 8 seconds.
Yeah, and I really think that could be helpful for Mahomes, especially because when he comes back, he's not going to be as mobile, especially right off the bat, than he was before. And so his game is going to have to change a good amount, and hopefully he can, he can see, oh, maybe I don't have to do everything. Maybe I can trust. And he's going to have to get
hold
over.
on. You said the key word there, and I want to touch on this because, and I think I've said it before, but the biggest issue with him right now and why he's not the Mahomes that we're used to is because of trust. He doesn't trust his receivers. He doesn't trust his line. He's holding the ball, waiting. He's skeptical. He doesn't want to throw it. Rice is dropping it. Kelsey's dropping it. The drops are turning into picks. He's had nothing but bad luck. The line's breaking down. He's getting chased. I really think he's in his head, and the trust is everything. When you don't trust your receivers to go catch that ball, I mean, his deep throws, are they perfect? Absolutely not. But you know what? He sure misses Tyreek being able to run under him and make those catches.
Tyreek was a cheat code for Mahomes for a lot of years.
Well, but I mean, if you're going to be that speedy downfield receiver, that's your job, is to get under it.
And we cannot overlook the fact that Mahomes has a very apparent weakness now, and it's taken a long time for everyone to realize it. But, dude, it is man coverage. And, dude,
I thought you were going to say his eyesight again.
Well, I mean, rumor has it, that guy
nope,
ACL
keep going with
the
your
LCL.
thought. We're not going down that road
right
again.
there. Yep. They got the LASIK thrown in there all on top of it. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so he's got a major problem. Anytime it is man coverage, I thought it was him having missed throws, but I think he literally is saying, hey, if you're in man coverage, I'm going to throw it behind you. Because it's what he does every time there's man coverage. He throws it behind. And we always point out, oh, man, that was kind of an off throw. He threw it behind. But I don't think it's his accuracy. I think he's doing it by design, and it's a lot harder for these receivers to do that. And he doesn't want to throw it into coverage, and he doesn't want to throw that ball to let them reach out and grab it. And it's a definite problem that I hope he's gonna have a lot of time sitting on the bed watching film. So I'm hoping that he figures that out, because we have to throw against man coverage. And I've been looking at the routes. You could look at the routes, dude. Our routes are so janky, and they're curved. There's no cuts in a lot of our route schemes. It's they're running a curve, and they're right. You need a cut to get open in man coverage, and I don't see any cuts in these routes, and it's really weird. The cuts come when it turns into backyard football, and the route's over, and they're like, oh, I got to get open for Mahomes. So it's definitely weird.
What's everybody looking at? You guys aren't even in the same room, and you're both looking over there. What?
Oh,
I was-
my
I heard his
PlayStation
dog.
just turned off and the TV came on, and I was hoping people could hear that,
Oh, I gotcha.
but I need to go turn that off.
Well, hey, real quick, let's talk about the Tennessee Titans. They suck.
Yeah.
What else you guys want to talk about?
All right. Well, we kind of suck right now too. So
Yep.
Yep. My dad told me one time, when you're pointing the finger at somebody, you've got 3 fingers pointed back at yourself.
You guys don't have anything to
Pointing
say about
fingers,
the routes though? Like nothing? Like
Yeah,
have you
I mean, it all
noticed
break-
that?
So
It all comes down to the same stuff, Bob. I mean, he doesn't trust his receivers. That's why he's not throwing the ball. That's why he's holding it too long. It's why it's just a complete mess. It's like all out of sync, and
Well, it's almost like
and
they're
the
just,
routes are part of it. I mean, if they're not getting
Yeah.
open, he doesn't want to
Like-
throw it. But especially, he's not going to try to thread the needle if they're dropping it.
well, and then how is so like the way
Gardner
it's
Minshew don't
supposed to
care.
work.
He gonna go out there and
Is-
Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, but the way it's supposed to work is you drop back 3-step drop. You have one of your wideouts making a cut at that point. Then at the 5-step drop, you have a wideout making a cut at that time. And timing is so big on them getting open in man
But
coverage,
he's holding the ball too long. They're already out of their routes, and then it's
but they're never
open
cutting.
season.
It's almost like
Well,
they
where
just
the
don't have
hell's
that in the
Bieniemy
game
to
plan.
ask them why they're not cutting?
Bieniemy
Why is Nagy
isn't
not
gonna
riding
help
people's
that.
asses saying, why aren't you making your cuts?
and where's
I
the
don't
where's
think
the
they're
last
putting
option?
cuts
Where's your
in
check down
there.
option? Where's the guy that's short that you can dump the ball off so that you don't have to hold the ball for 8 seconds? That's something I haven't seen a lot this year.
He's
I
And I've
haven't
been
seen it
looking
in
pitch
for
the
it.
years.
majority of the plays. That's Bashard Smith. That should be your safety valve every play, but no,
Yeah.
they only bring him in once a quarter, if that.
They
Yeah,
should let us
it's-
run this offense.
It's just like the no cuts is just weird, and it's something going back and looking at stuff over this last week. I've just been like, damn, dude, like they really
There's gonna be
aren't.
cuts. There's definitely going to be cuts.
Well, yeah, there needs to be cuts in the routes, like, and all the routes literally look like a curved line rather than an actual cut. Like, and I just don't see how we get anybody open in man coverage without a cut. Like the curves are great when they're in freaking zone,
Well, sure.
but when they're not in zone, that sucks. And
Well, maybe he's not reading it pre-snap. Maybe he's calling a zone route when in all actuality they're in man and he didn't see it like he used to. I don't know.
I don't know either. I just, I'm dumbfounded about like how just like, and I don't know what else to think. It just Nagy
I
came
think we
in
need Tyreek
and
back.
everything got worse slowly.
He won't be very effective is the problem.
You know
Yeah, I
what?
don't.
At
Dude, his
least he-
leg bent sideways.
Yeah. So what? So now he's as fast as everybody else.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the problem is
And he can't
that
jump
it
as
wasn't
high.
really his speed that made him great. That was one of the things. The biggest thing was his jumping. Like he could jump, and he made himself basically a 6'5" wide receiver because of how high he could jump, and that's something that most short guys, Nico Rubio, don't have. You know what I mean? Like
He's my neighbor.
Nico,
I
is-
will. Yeah.
Like next door?
No.
Oh.
No, I would not have said it if he was next door.
Okay.
'Cause he'd be like, "Hey, it's on the podcast. Come here. I want to talk to you." I'm not going to try to say that Tyreek didn't have his share of drops. That's for sure. In fact, when he was gone, I was like, "Oh man, who's going to tip it to the defenders?" So,
Oh, don't
I
worry.
shouldn't have said
Kadarius,
that.
Kadarius Toney showed up for you.
Yeah.
And then this year, Travis. Oh my God.
Only twice,
I know.
which
They
is
were
twice
big.
more than I've done it. I'm just throwing that out there.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, Mahomes isn't going to be back for a bit, so let's talk about this week. I mean, dude, I know Chiefs Kingdom would love for the Chiefs to just lay down and lose the last 3 games and have a really great draft pick, but I don't think they're going to do that. That's just not in the DNA, and they still have pride to play for. What do you think the game plan is going to be with Gardner? Just by what we saw those last few plays of the game, I think we're gonna see a heavy dose of Kelsey.
Probably. I mean, he needs to go out with a bang for the end of his farewell tour. So yes, you're going to see plenty of Kelsey. He's obviously.
You think he's done? You think he's done? Oh, you weren't on the podcast when we talked about this last.
I wasn't.
Do you think he's done?
I do.
I think he wants to be done, but I think there's no way he's going to be able to go out like this. I think he wanted to be done last year.
There's just some phrasing that I've noticed. It just makes me think he's done.
Dude,
it really does. But we'll get into that into a minute. But I think that the game plan is to let Minshew cook. Let him pull up his badass Trans Am and park it on the sideline. Let him get out and have like smoke come out
with
and all that kind of stuff.
T-tops,
absolutely. Sure. With the gold Falcon on the front of it and everything, man. Let him
Empty
get
beer
out
cans
there.
flying out the windows every few
Hell
minutes.
yeah. Slam a PBR, go out there, kick some ass, man. That's why we got you.
Well, I think like he talked on New Heights, and it's interesting because just as fans too, we grew up as Chiefs fans eating kibbles and bits, steak munchums, dog food, right? And we loved it, right? But we've been eating filet mignon, cooked medium rare now with like specially cooked mashed potatoes or maybe a loaded baked potato. And then, we haven't had peas. We haven't had green beans. We've had, freaking, I can't think of the name of, damn it. I can't think of the name of the fancy one. Okra keeps coming to mind, but it's not that. But either way, we've been eating some fancy shit, right? And now we're back to kibbles and bits. And dude, so Kelsey's the only one on the team that has been with the Chiefs when they didn't make the playoffs. And he's like, I got to talk to these guys because asparagus. Thank you, HD Chiefs fan. That is exactly what I was thinking of.
Rich Gannon.
I was going to say that, but I didn't think. I've never thought of asparagus as the rich vegetable.
Yeah. I go to a nice restaurant. I'm still not ordering asparagus.
I eat asparagus and I'm far from rich. So
but it's made good at fancy restaurants. But so Kelsey's like, I got to talk to these guys because now we're playing and there's nothing on the line, and it's a weird feeling for everybody. And of course, there's guys on the team that have come from other teams that have had that before too. But Kelsey's the only one on the Chiefs that was a Chief when they didn't make the playoffs, and it's a definite different. It's a weird feel. It's a definite. What's going on here?
I think it's good for him. I think that this is going to sound like a dad thing, but I think it builds character. I think that on top of that, like, go out there and get scrappy. Go win some games. I mean, I see, what was it? Somebody, I'll bring this up while we're talking about this, that nobody, who was it? It was Brian, said, nobody can seem to drive this pizza junk except Mahomes. Nobody else gets a chance. Mahomes has only missed, 2 games in his entire career?
One. I think just one, right?
But
with his knee, it was just one.
But nobody else gets a chance. So now is that chance. I mean, players.
Chad Henne did for a drive, and he did great.
For a drive, anything is possible.
Broke a record.
But I think it's going to be fun to see what the team is made of now. Like, we've got a new captain under center. Let's go out and play for him. Let's go out and do this thing. We know we can do this thing. Let's go do it. And I also think that it's good that Mahomes is forced to sit down and watch. I think like if it's going to come to a reset, which it needs to, I think these things are necessary. I think you got to get smacked in the face and just take it like champ and sit the playoffs out, and then have to sit out yourself and sit there and think about it.
He's only got one game that he's going to sit there and watch because he's not traveling with the team, and there's only one home game left.
Sure.
But I think we're going to see absolutely. I think we're still going to see the spirit to win. I think HD said something earlier about, tanking is just not it's not something I support. It's not something I want to see in the players, and I don't think it's healthy for a winning franchise to take that route. But I think we're going to see some developmental stuff, hopefully, for some of these younger guys. That doesn't necessarily spell a win on the field, but I don't necessarily think that that's a tanking move. I think look, you've got the off season and you got the preseason to do shit most of the time, but now you've got a few extra games, and then they've got this whole off season to rest. It just makes sense to get some of these young guys some experience. And
and still
reps.
Try to win. And
absolutely.
And Tom was talking about humble pie, right? And it is wonderful because I've been talking about it since the start of last season when everybody's like, three-peat, Super Bowl or nothing. And I was like, dude, we need to get back to our roots in the humble pie because that's what we were all beginning through Patrick Mahomes' time, except for the one Super Bowl, like the 2 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl against Tampa Bay. Tyreek Hill was talking mad crap. Even Mahomes was like, making little jokes, little side jokes about maybe, Tom's not the GOAT. Yeah, ever since that game, he's called Tom the GOAT every time he's talked about him. But Kelsey, all season was like, Super Bowl or nothing. But this last week on New Heights, boom, he said, dude, we're gonna still go and try and win. We didn't make it, and I think him changing his tone in the locker room is going to be very beneficial for those like younger guys. Because, dude, just think back when you were a young man, and there's women listening too, and I don't know how generally how you guys feel, but I know generally how men feel. And boy, if you call something, you hate to be wrong about it, or you hate to be, it's like you'll die on that hill. That's why older men realize to say, well, I think that's how it goes instead of I know. Because when you say I know and you're proved wrong, you're like, ah! It's testosterone. But yeah, I think it's good that Kelsey's going to have a little bit of that humble pie, and I think it's great. And to Buck's point, I think that is not losing. Like, it would be silly for us to play. Like, dude, Xavier Worthy needs to just head out now to get his freaking his shoulder surgery so that he's even better and more ready for next season. There is no reason for him to stay now. Like, those types of things. Like, Trey, if Trey's having problems at right guard, he needs to take care of that. There's no reason to push anybody with any type of injury to play, but you can still try to win. Like, that is the whole point. And let's get Ashton Gelati. He's been sitting at around 50% of the snaps for the last eight weeks. Let's just get him up to 85. Let's pull him right up there with the same amount that our aging CEO of Sack Nation has in the freaking 90s. Like, let Chris Jones, heal up a bit. Like, let's see what the younger guys can do. Let's let Noddy go out there a lot more, and let's see if he can actually do anything. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we need to do, but that is not losing. That is being smart for next year and seeing what you have in the guys. because there's a lot of guys that are not under a contract. So
Absolutely. Well, when you go 10 years without missing the playoffs, you make 5 of 7 Super Bowls, you go on a run like this, you have Patrick Mahomes, it's easy to become complacent. And with the season that we've had and with what's about to happen for the rest of the season, if I were Andy Reid, I'd throw down the gauntlet and be like, show me you deserve to be on this team next year.
Same
All
with
of
the
you.
coaches.
I'm looking at all of you.
Same
Show
with
me
the coaches.
you belong to on this team next year. How much grit do you actually have in you, or were you just here for the ride?
Yeah, I just know that when we're talking about like talent evaluation, is what HT Chiefs fan just said in that comment there. A lot of people are going to see that product on the field and not necessarily recognize it as talent evaluation. They're going to recognize it as tanking. And I think a lot of people are going to accuse the Chiefs of tanking if that happens. And frankly, I don't give a shit what other people think. I know that's going to be the narrative.
I don't see any huge benefit in tanking at this point. I mean, what, you're going to move up maybe a couple draft spots? I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's not going to make that big a difference. The draft is pretty much written.
So many people think that though, and HC Chiefs fans said, I'm not saying that talent evaluation is tanking. You, as I think he's saying me, made the statement that Chiefs Kingdom wants to tank for draft position. I am not in that camp. The statement that I made was I think a lot of people want the Chiefs to tank for draft position. I think, and a lot of Chiefs Kingdom, not Chiefs Kingdom, and not a fact. I've seen the loud people on Twitter and on, different social media things. And I even saw him doing it earlier in the season, even as early as like week 5, saying it. Like, so I'm just saying a lot. And a lot still doesn't even have to be over 50%. So it just means a significant amount, maybe 10% or higher. So I wasn't pushing at you, HT, if that's what you're thinking.
Yeah, Brian said we're tanking whether we try to or not. I'm okay with that. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really say that.
There's no stop. There's no quit in the team, though. There's no stop in the effort, at least, I think is, when a team quits, it's obvious.
But I would say Brian's saying we have been tanking all year, whereas I just don't agree with that, because
he didn't say all year. He just said we're tanking whether we try to or not.
That's why I said I think this is what he's trying to say. He'll have a chance to answer. But like, I feel like we haven't tanked. We've lost by a score in almost every game. Well, every game that we've lost except for the game against the Texans. And technically, they kicked a field goal with like time expiring to go up 3 more points. Like, I mean, it really was technically a 1-score loss also. It's just they were pricks, whereas Andy Reid would have just knelt that ball and not kicked, which we've seen many times over the years. But, lots of coaches aren't Andy Reid, and we know the Texas coach is kind of a dippo because he was the one that came out last year at the playoffs and said, yeah, the refs were against us. Stupid people. But yeah,
everybody knows the refs are against the Chiefs, clearly.
So I don't see Mahomes elevates wide receivers. Minshew, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I didn't really watch a ton of Minshew when he was the starter for the Colts or anything like that. So I don't really know much about him.
I know that I saw a bunch of highlight reels, and that's what you see. When you're not a fan of a team and you don't spend a lot of time watching a specific team, like, Trevor Lawrence, for instance. The only time I get to see Trevor Lawrence is if they're playing the Chiefs or if he made a highlight reel. So I know Gardner Minshew has had the ability to make some plays here and there over the years. I guess I'm just kind of hoping that that he can live some of those plays over again and some of those highlight reels over again with the Chiefs while Mahomes is out.
Well, I remember him with Jacksonville, and that's when everybody was kind of like, "Who's this guy?" Like he kind of sparked. He wasn't great. He's never been great, but he's exciting. And he did kind of go on a run, if I remember correctly, with Jacksonville, and then he went to the Eagles. Had to play a little bit with the Eagles. Same with the Colts. Went there and had to play a little bit. And then, I mean, to make him the starter of the Raiders, that sums up anybody's story. But
and see, that's the one game that I remember seeing him, and like, I mean, I felt like he kind of diced us up a bit in that game.
There we go. Oddly enough, he made the Pro Bowl in 23 when he played for the Colts. And honestly, I don't remember him as much with the Colts as I do Jacksonville.
I know. When you said the Colts, I was like,
well, see, I said the Colts first. That was the only I thought the Colts drafted him. That's how little I know about him, because I just said Colts. I didn't realize he played for 3 teams and two teams prior to the Colts. The only reason I probably know the Colts is because he made the Pro Bowl that year.
His career statistics. He has a 63.3% completion percentage, 68 touchdowns, 35 interceptions. He's 30 yards shy of 12,000 passing yards and a passer rating of 88.2.
See,
and the coolest haircut going right now. I mean,
yeah. I want to go back to this though. Brian Pear said Mahomes elevates wide receivers Minshew can't that I've seen, right? So that was what started this conversation. But does Mahomes really elevate wide receivers? If he can't throw to them in man coverage, does he really elevate them? I'm not sure. Like, his whole motto from day one is, you get open, I'll throw you the ball. Like, I don't know that that's an actual, like, I don't even know if Mahomes would have made it in this league if he hadn't had Andy Reid, because most coaches would have tried to change him, would have been like, bro, you cannot throw across your body. Bro, you cannot do this. Bro, you cannot do this. Even though he would make it happen, lots of coaches would be like, yeah, it worked that time, but it's not going to work next time. Don't do that again. You know what I mean? Like, Andy let him be him, and it's changed the game forever. And there's probably other coaches that would do that, but there's a lot of coaches that would have shot him down and maybe not even given him the start. So yeah, I just don't know that that's, like, he definitely is magic, but he's magic because of him. I don't know that he's elevating the wide receivers, is basically where I was at. Like, because our wide receiver core on paper was amazing this year.
Yeah. That's true. And I mean, they won the Super Bowl with a JV squad at wide receiver. So that's the counter argument to that.
Yep, true. Yeah, I just said, like, I just don't know that that's the actual case. So I mean, it's just it's definitely weird. I think this is going to be a good thing though overall, because I think Mahomes is going to have a lot of time to kind of watch the team, and I think it'd be a really good thing if Gardner does have a success in these last 3 games. It would be really good, because Mahomes would be like, wait a second.
How come he can do it?
Wait a second. Hold on.
How come you guys aren't dropping his passes when they're not behind you? How come he's not getting sacked when he's not standing in the pocket for 12 seconds?
Yeah. It just, we'll have to see. But yeah, I mean, you talked about us winning a Super Bowl with, crappy wideouts, but I mean, we weren't lighting it up with them. You know what I mean? We were throwing dink and dunks.
No, but I mean, we were efficient. Oddly enough, everybody come playoff time was doing their job. I mean, MVS wasn't dropping everything. Tony wasn't the turnover machine. Hardman existed.
Dude, Hardman is like the most underrated player in the Chiefs dynasty over the last,
He had some big plays.
He really did have some big plays, and like maybe he was a spark on the sideline that we don't think about. I mean, we look at the sideline and there's nobody in there sparking him. Like, Pacheco.
You think it was McCole Hardman?
I don't know. I just know that like he definitely made big plays in big moments. I mean, we won a Super Bowl with his freaking crazy catch. I mean,
Kadarius Toney had a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Sky Moore had a touchdown in the Super Bowl. The only touchdown he scored in the NFL.
We don't talk about those guys anymore, man.
I'm just saying. I mean,
that's
come
another
on, man.
dig on
Let's
the
call
coaching
a
staff. That's another dig on the coaching staff and possibly Tobe, because Sky Moore's had some pretty good luck here in San Francisco. Looked a lot better than our Nico Remigio. So
hey, that's my neighbor.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
You're welcome, San Francisco.
Special teams.
There might be a lot more to look onto Tobe's. Like Tobe might have been just getting by with his past.
Fell apart this season.
It's got off
last season.
You can't have a punt without a flag at all this year. It's just ridiculous.
Dude,
I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I just don't remember it last year. But.
Dude, that's another thing. I was talking to people at the game. I was like, dude, I was like, oh, Brashard Smith's in. Watch, penalty. And fucking it goes, and everybody looks back at me and they're like, how did you know that was going to happen? I was like, because it happens every time they run to the outside with Brashard Smith or pass to the outside. It's always a penalty, and I don't know why. They were cracking up, though. They were like, huh.
When you know, you know.
Speaking of which, HC Chiefs fan, real quick, I had a great time talking to those two guys that it was their first NFL game. We talked to them the whole time. Had a great time. Stayed till the very end of the game, all of us, and yeah. Dealt with the traffic leaving, but we weren't gonna leave we were gonna be there yelling the entire time.
Brian said, if y'all think we have a snowball's chance in hell of beating Denver on Christmas, then I want some of what you're smoking. Look, man, that's why they play the game.
Denver might sit people.
There's always a snowball's chance.
I don't know if they'll be sitting them by then. They've still got to outpace the Patriots. It's between those two. And if we were to hand them a loss, they're tied with the Patriots at that point. So no, they're not going to be sitting people on Christmas. However,
even if the Pats lose this week,
I've seen weirder shit happen. I mean, I would not be surprised to see the Chiefs go out there and beat Denver. And then I'm just going to be even more upset that we weren't able to beat them the first time, but it happens. And I guarantee you, whatever we're smoking isn't as good as what they're smoking in Denver. I'll say that right now.
Sorry, guys. I figured I was trying to find my picture of me during the game, but I figured you guys would pick it up. All right. What else we got here?
I want to talk a little bit about what's going on around the NFL. I mean, we're lining up for the playoffs, so I do kind of want to get into this, and I want to hear opinions.
All right, go
as to what you guys think is going to happen here. I mean, we can start with the NFC. You've got your main contenders being the Seahawks and the Rams. Would you guys disagree with that? You want to get off your phones and listen to me for a second?
I'm definitely not on my phone. I'm fidgeting. But my problem, so the NFC to me is like this other thing that happens on the other side of the NFL that I don't pay attention to. There's the Eagles, who I absolutely hate. I'm going to watch every Eagles game to root for them to lose, because I'm a hater.
you're in luck because, I mean, they're not having a season as bad as the Chiefs, but it's pretty bad.
Yes.
I mean, right now, I'd say it's kind of a 4-horse race in the NFC. Like I said, I think the Rams and the Seahawks are your two kind of standouts. And then I think you've got, oddly enough, the Packers and the Bears.
I was hoping you were going to say the Bears. So when you weren't here last week, we were talking about, now the Chiefs are out. Who are we rooting for here? And we both agreed that from the AFC, we want the Bills to make it because Josh Allen deserves to get one. This is the year he doesn't have to go through Mahomes, so he can actually potentially get there. And the Bears, I would love to see the city of Chicago get a Super Bowl victory again.
Nice. I will never cheer for Caleb Williams, so you guys are on your own on that. I think he's a douche canoe,
dude,
but he's playing his ass off.
Is this a college rivalry thing?
No, he's mad about
just
the whole
dad him
thing.
as a person in college, but he's playing his ass off. I'll tell you what, he is having a season, and it's been fun to watch. They're pretty neat. The Packers have been a lot of fun to watch, but I'll tell you what, it's out there in the NFC West. Those Seahawks and those Rams are something else. I thought it was Detroit's year to run away with it, but nope. they're fighting to stay in the playoffs at this point. So AFC wise, though, you said that you guys say that it's got to be the Bills' year. Right?
I don't know that I'm saying it.
Yeah, no.
I don't.
What we're wanting. I want it to be the Bills.
Well, I'm saying if it's going to happen for the Bills, this is the year to do it.
Yeah, I really would like it to be the Bills, just because. I mean, yeah, Josh Allen. I like him a lot. Like
HD. Sorry to break into what you're saying, but HD said, please explain how someone that can't win the big games deserves to win. He's won big games. It's just when he sees Mahomes in the playoffs, that moment is just a little bit too big for him. I think he deserves to win. I just like the way that he carries himself. I like the way that he plays.
Josh Allen?
Yeah.
He had no bigger game this season than last weekend, and look at what he did.
Yeah, I don't think anybody deserves to win. I would never say that. I want him to win. But, yeah, he definitely doesn't deserve to win. Nobody does.
And he shows up in big games. He just has shown up against the freaking Grim Reaper, man. You can't fault the guy. I mean, how mad can you be that, look at how good this guy is. He just can't make it past Mahomes.
Does HD hate Josh Allen? One of his previous entries said, I just want to see the Bills lose the AFC Championship to another AFC West team.
Dude, why would you? So the Bills Mafia is so similar to Chiefs Kingdom. I mean, we're talking like blue collar. I mean, they go out and shovel the snow from the stadium. Like, how do you hate? And dude, they're not bad
into
fans.
A rivalry.
They're not like, it's a rivalry, but it's not like the Eagles fans where it's like, God, you're horrible people.
I love Bills Mafia. They are fun people to hang out with. If you think that Bills Mafia sucks, go out and drink a beer with them. You will change your opinion. They are fun as hell.
That's where I was raised.
Talk about a tortured fan base. I mean, it's one thing to never make it to the Super Bowl. And I mean, that sucks. But to make it 4 years in a row and never win it, good Lord. Tortured fan base.
I'm like, why are we looking at a picture of the crowd? But there's Bob. I didn't recognize Mel, but I recognize Bob.
So I didn't realize you. So okay, just real heads up for anybody who goes to a Chiefs game. This is the coolest thing. You can go on their freaking site, put your seat number in, and you'll find a few pictures of you. Like they take them constantly, and you can just put your seat number in and find you so easy. So see this kid right next to Mel? Mm-hmm. He was actually standing on the seat in front of Mel. This kid was hilarious. Dude, he had like eagle eye sight. He was like, oh, that was a flag. Dude, he was calling all the flags. He was like, I was like, dude, they need to hire you out there. It was great. then he looked at me every time I started to like yell because it was so loud, and I was always. Everybody yells when they walk to the line instead of while they're in the huddle. So I kept starting the yell early, and people would like join in. I'm like, dude, we need to be yelling while they're in the huddle. What are you doing? Like, we need to. It was just, but yeah, it was just, it was a good old time, and I really appreciate the seats from HD Chiefs fans. Just a little shout out to him.
Rerun agrees. Any team but the Bills.
That's weird. I don't know.
Who's Rerun?
Rerun. Look at the picture. It's Rerun.
Oh yeah, it is Rerun.
That's the guy. That's Rerun.
Good to see you, Rerun.
He's listening right now. Thanks, buddy.
Any team but the Bills. I don't know, man. Josh Allen has won me a lot of fantasy money.
So
who do you?
Who do you want? Do you want the Patriots?
Oh,
Like, I don't want that owner to get shit.
I know, man. I like Mike Vrabel.
I like Vrabel, but not enough to forgive little Mr. Happy Ending.
We're not ready to go back there. Nobody's ready to go back there. Except for the city of Boston's ready to go back to that.
Except for Boston, because they can't remember where to park the car.
Oh, hell yeah. They don't park the car in the yard. But
yeah, you guys full of shit.
I can't. I just can't. It's too soon. I can't stand another Patriots run.
So do you want Denver to win?
Do I want Denver to win?
Well, I'm trying to figure out who you want over the Bills.
I don't want anybody over the Bills. I love the Bills.
Yeah, Rerun wanted any team but the Bills.
Okay.
Yeah,
chat,
Rerun.
Chat. Who do you want over the Bills? Because every other option
any other team
seems horrible.
Any other team? Actually, you know what? The only acceptable answer is the Texans.
I would take the Texans. Just like
I would also love for the Texans to travel to Denver and just
but
be
I
like,
hate
"Oh,
their
you thought
coach,
your defense
though.
was good? Watch this."
Their coach is so stupid.
You hate what?
The freaking Texans coach. I mean, what about Steelers? I mean,
what about the Colts?
Steelers?
No. What? Oh, come on. Let's get real here.
I mean, the Colts, dude. Phillip Rivers in the Super Bowl.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if Phillip Rivers made it to the Super Bowl?
That would be I mean, dude, we would have
if he
people
made it,
coming
I would
out
root
of
for
retirement.
Him. I would. Root
I mean,
for
we'd
him.
have people coming out of retirement like constantly. I mean, Andrew Luck would be like,
Tom Brady be like, "Hold my mic."
Yeah. Did you say the Chiefs need a backup for the first few games next year?
Dude, I mean,
done.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh my gosh.
I don't know. I could handle the Texans. I just really like last year. Just really, I lost all respect I'll ever be able to have for that coach. I mean, he just when you come on the mic and the presser and say that the refs were against us, like, dude, you're an idiot.
Even if you believe it, you don't say it.
Yeah, it's just unreal.
I mean,
we're gonna have a lot of changes to the refs coming next year, and I didn't research it because I didn't because like there's still a lot more to come, but their contract is up, so and they're pushing back on them, and the refs. Yeah, Tom, this is a whole thing I didn't even know about until the Pat McAfee show. Like, the refs have a crazy contract. Yeah, where they don't have to answer anything. And the NFL is getting on them, and we're going to have some changes this year. But
yeah, it needs to happen. I mean, the officiating across the board has just been terrible.
Yeah, it's across the board, and it's not that they favor anybody. It's just that they suck. But yeah, I mean, Texans or the Bills, but the Bills would be fun to see win. The Chargers or the Broncos would kill me.
The Chargers wouldn't kill me. I've never hated the Chargers. It's weird.
They're just such I don't know, vanilla ice cream organization. They
Boom,
just
boom,
kind
bada,
of
boom, bada, boom,
exist.
boom.
Everybody's like, "Is that your rival?" And everybody's like, "Who?" Oh, right, the Chargers.
I don't think they have a
God.
rival.
They used to be. I mean, just think back with them with
Tomlinson,
Thomason and
the tight end.
birthmark face.
Oh, Drew Brees.
Drew
Oh,
Brees.
Drew
thank you.
Brees back in the day.
That
Yep.
was such a
Yeah.
short span, though. He came in, if I
But
remember
I mean, they're
right,
just
he came in for one season, or maybe not even a full season. Wasn't he the backup? And he was so good. And then
Drew Brees?
Who's that?
it was a long
You're
time
thinking
ago.
of Gannon in Kansas City.
No, I'm not. Definitely not.
yeah, no,
I remember the
Brees.
Gannon
Yeah,
days.
Brees was the quarterback for a long time there.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just remember
and then
wrong.
he left to go to New Orleans,
New Orleans.
and
yeah.
it was Brees and Darren Sproles out in
Mhm.
San Diego. And so when Brees left, Sproles was only there for another season, and Brees was like, "Come on," and he was like, "Yeah, I know
I
where
went to
my
go
bread's
see
buttered."
Darren Sproles in a college game with you one time, Tom.
You know
I
what,
don't remember that.
With me,
Yeah.
dude?
Yep.
So I wouldn't mind the Jaguars.
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
forgot
I-
they've
I
kind of come
honestly-
on a little bit.
They're number 3 in the hunt. I mean, I honestly wouldn't mind the Steelers because I don't hate them, but I just want the Chiefs to be better than the Steelers. The Steelers have won a lot of Super Bowls over the years, so like I don't want
Aaron
anybody who has
Rodgers
Super Bowls to win Super
to
Bowls.
fail.
Huh?
Aaron Rodgers just needs to fail. That's it. Like if he gets hurt and their backup comes in and they go win the Super Bowl, I'd be like, "Oh, sweet."
Awesome.
But no, if he's QB in that team, and he used to be my boy, Blue, but no, I just can't stand Aaron Rodgers anymore. It's just his general everything.
Oh, dude,
That's what bugs me.
I'm there with you. Like, even though like I do understand different things, like the whole Jets, like ownership bringing him in to fire him, but he's like, dude, you just could have called me. Like, I get it, but dude, he is such a like I can't even imagine trying to talk to the guy because he really thinks basically narcissism defined. Like if you want to know what a narcissist is, just look there. That boom, got it. Same with Tua now that he's had multiple concussions. He's changed into a narcissist. At least in
Has he?
At least in press conferences. Like he never used to throw his team under the bus, and now he throws his team under the bus in press conferences. And
Well, he's
and
just trying to make
just
sure he
got
doesn't end up being a
benched.
career backup.
Well, he just got benched. He ain't playing next week. But
It's game over for Tua.
Rams. So NFC Rams, I don't want to win. Eagles, I will lose my mind if the Eagles make it to the Super Bowl again. I will cry.
Would you boycott watching the Super Bowl if they make it?
No, because anybody who says they'll do that is just a
Okay.
idiot. It's not an idiot. Is lying. They're lying. Like if you love ball, you're gonna watch the Super Bowl no matter who's in it.
Yeah.
Like that's just the way it is. Like you're lying if you say you're going to boycott it. I mean, if they get there, they earned it. The fans drive me nuts. The fans just drive me nuts is all. I would love the Buccaneers to make it, but that ain't happening. Seahawks, I could take it, I guess. 49ers.
What would be your problem with the Seahawks? Just because they left the AFC West years ago?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have zero feelings about that anymore because
Old grudges.
frankly, I wasn't that big of a fan of football when that was going on to even know who was in our division. I would watch the Chiefs
I mean,
game.
who was the quarterback back then? Was that Hasselbeck?
Oh no, it was no
I don't
it
even know
was
when it
even
happened.
way before that. It was so the Seahawks were in our division until the Houston Texans were created, and then they created who's the other expansion team. So basically, we went from 3 divisions on each side of 5 teams to 4 divisions on each side of 4 teams. So it
2002.
I just know when the Texans came in because it was like the year after I started the Madden League, Buck, and John picked the Houston Texans because they were
It was Hasselbeck, you son of a bitch. Hold on, I got to stop you right there.
Wow.
It was Hasselbeck that was the quarterback. Don't you ever doubt me again.
Hasselbeck's that old?
Wait, HD said Dave Craig was the quarterback? He was the quarterback in 2002?
I feel in 2002.
I feel like
I could deal with the Lions in the Super Bowl.
It was Hasselbeck's first year who took over the starting role from free agent signee Trent Dilfer. I will never get sick of saying Trent Dilfer.
Who was the other who was the other expansion team that came in with the Houston Texans?
Jags?
Or had they come in the year before and they were just in there was like a division?
It could have been the Jags. I mean, the
Jags came in a couple years prior to them, though, right? So the divisions must have been wonky for like a couple years till Houston popped in.
Let's see.
Yeah, that's weird.
The Jags.
I mean, you have to think that was
95
20 years ago. So, like, the divisions must have been weird and wonky until Houston came in, and then they were actually able to make it 4 in every spot. I wonder how they did that.
Let's see.
Boy.
Yeah, just the Texans. The main expansion team in 2002 was the Houston Texans, becoming the NFL's 32nd
in
franchise.
the same time.
So there must have been a division that had 3 teams in it when the Jags came in.
Yeah, that's weird.
So I think
good point.
The Seahawks switched over when the Jags came in because I swear it wasn't like the Seahawks weren't in our division in 2001. It had to have been when the Jags came in.
Yeah, they
AFC
were in 2002.
AFC West. Their last year in the AFC West was 2001.
No shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
I feel like it was when I was in freaking high school. That's weird.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting old, Bob.
I know that, dude. Old balls. All right. Well, what else we got here? You had something you had starred. Oh, do we really want to talk about that?
No.
No, Buck. I mean,
Okay,
we
here
talked
we go.
about
Here
that.
we go.
Well, we talked about it. Maybe Tom could just talk about it.
Hey, hold on real quick. I got the expansion teams. So in 2002, the Houston Texans. So you nailed that, Bob. The Panthers and the Jaguars in 95. Before that, it was the Seahawks and the Buccaneers in 76, the Saints in 67, the Falcons in 66, and the Dallas Cowboys in 1960 were the first expansion team.
Yeah,
interesting.
When the Chiefs created them with Clark Hunt taking over the old Texas area, NFL was like, we need to get people in there. We can't let this guy start a new league under our nose. But yeah, it's just I'm curious how the divisions were split up during those expansion team ads because like that's so weird to me. Like,
let me see.
Like that's. Dude, we should make a video about that where we go over how it changed.
Like
that's a good like off-season video.
Oh,
yeah, because like that's weird.
Oh, so they were 5-team divisions.
Yeah. The Seahawks were in with the other 4 of us.
Okay, so my assumption was the Seahawks left and like I don't know the Chargers came in.
Oh no! I told you like
5. Okay,
like but I'm wrong too because I thought prior to that 2 teams were added, and that like I thought it was 30 teams, 15 on each side, 3 different divisions of 5. But I guess that couldn't have been because they slowly added them. So I don't know how they changed it year by year.
The AFC North had 6 teams.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
That's so crazy.
The AFC North was the Steelers, the Ravens, the Browns, the Titans, the Jaguars, and the Bengals. Huh.
And the Oilers
That's
were in there at
nuts.
some point.
Well, the Oilers were the Titans.
Yeah.
That's right.
Let's see.
So it was the Titans.
It was the NFC that had the weird stuff. The Cardinals were part of the NFC East. The NFC West was the Saints, Falcons, Panthers, the Rams that would have been the St. Louis Rams at that point, and the 49ers. The North.
They might have even been the LA Rams, because the Rams were LA before they were St. Louis too, and then they're back to LA.
I feel like that would have been. I think that would have been St. Louis Rams. That would have been Kurt Warner and all that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, was it in
but let's see,
90s? Late 90s?
2001. This is the last year before the Texans came in and they redid all the divisions.
Yeah.
The NFC North was the Bears, Packers, Vikings, Lions, and the Buccaneers.
This would be a good,
like they just had idiots drawing up these divisions.
Yeah, this would be a good one.
Yeah, agreed. I like that idea.
I barely remember football back then. I mean, I was obviously watching it, but I don't think I was paying attention to the division.
No,
I didn't. I mean, I didn't even know how that all worked when I was a kid watching. I mean, I didn't even understand that part of it.
Yeah.
But your starred comment, we can get Tom to answer, but I think you and I talked about it in detail about who we want gone. I don't think we need to re-up that, but maybe we can see what Tom thinks if you want to do that comment.
Oh yeah, throw it up there. Brian said, "Who should be fired?"
Mahomes.
Screw the franchise.
Next question.
That's all she wrote.
Yeah.
End stream.
Trade him. You can get a lot for the guy. There's another. They're growing another Mahomes in Nebraska. In fact, he's going to transfer to Texas Tech, so we could just pick him up the second time around.
I've had some time to kind of rethink my answer a little bit on the who should be fired, though, and I don't know if you actually want to delve into that and answer that, Tom, before I say that, because you didn't get a chance at all, or if that's really how you kind of feel about it.
I'm pretty indifferent to it. Okay. I mean, who do I think should be fired? I don't. I mean, I have some hopes and all of that, but I mean, the head coaches, I think it's going to come down to Spags and Andy and the front office as to who gets fired. And they know way better than we do. And they've demonstrated success for decades. I mean, I trust what changes they make. Again, it goes back to being complacent up to this point. When you're winning, you can just put it on cruise control and your flaws aren't as magnified. But this year was completely different. And so I think it's I don't want to say that I want Nagy fired, but I mean, I definitely don't want him here. So,
and Tom, on that note too, I wanted Nagy gone last year, but with us making it to the Super Bowl, that's not really an option. All of the other good candidates are taken by then. You have to actually have a non-playoff season to actually get something good. Because there's a lot of planning in that. And there's a lot of, there's a lot that goes into grabbing other good coaches. You can fill in with anybody, but we definitely don't want Andy just I mean, the whole Nagy's whole reason that he's in the NFL is because Andy gave him a shot and made him the QB coach, and Alex Smith taught him how to do his job. Like, that's not what we want. You know what I mean? Like, we want, somebody good, and the only way you get that is by not making the playoffs and having that time to grab. But I think Spags could very easily be gone next year. So I've talked about Spags. Spags has said he is open to a head coach job, right? But everybody thinks he's not getting offered them. And I think he has been offered and turned them down.
He's probably looking for the right one.
He's looking for the right one because he came into the Rams in a bad situation. And now if he gets offered the Giants job, that's a good situation with a second-year rookie quarterback who looks good, who looks smart. It's a good team. It's built. That could be an option where Spags is like, okay, I'm giving it a shot. So that's a definite maybe. And Spags is going to be open to do interviews now, whereas leading up to the Super Bowl, you're not really having time for that every time. So Spags is a very big option that we might lose. I will.
Yeah, but he's not going to be fired.
He's not being fired. Yeah.
No. I don't think so. But yeah, it's just interesting to think about.
I just had some time to kind of reflect on that question a little bit. So the Nagy thing, I still, in my heart of hearts, I still feel like Nagy should be fired. But at the end of the day, that's really just a frustration with the offense or the lack thereof all season long. All tenure long while Nagy's been there. Bob, I saw the same stats I think you probably did when, the offensive stats for when Nagy was the OC versus when Nagy was the OC. And it's alarming, the difference. And then you want to talk about, I know Brian Parrott is against Andy Heck, the offensive line coach. And I don't have a personal opinion on him. I've seen offensive line play that is very suspect, but I've seen offensive line play that's very good. If you want to say that Andy Heck is the problem, well, then you got to give him the credit that he developed Creed Humphrey and Trey Smith. You got to give him
is
credit.
The offensive line play that bad, or
Okay, so
injuries.
Well,
so I don't. Okay, so on the offensive line, if Andy Heck is the one that comes up with the zone blocking schemes, then yes, get him out. That's where I'm at, because that is bad. That is bad. I can see that's bad in real time. I don't know how good somebody could have developed, Wanye, you know what I mean? So I can't see that. So I don't know,
Right. And that's kind of where I was headed. We're talking about coaches that we know very little about, and we watch a lot of Chiefs football. It's just, it's not the glamorous job. They're not the guys that talk, in press conferences all that often. We hear Nagy a little bit, we hear Spags probably a lot more, and then we hear Andy Reid. So at the end of the day, we have to trust that Andy Reid is putting together the coaching team that can win in the playoffs and win a Super Bowl. And if that doesn't happen consistently, then that's Andy Reid. It's Andy Reid and Brett Veach that's putting it together. And if they can't,
everything's on Reid.
Right.
At the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. So when you ask who should be fired, none of the players. I'm not going to talk about players there. It's a coaching conversation, I believe. And my only belief is Matt Nagy, but it's really just a personal belief. I don't have 100% faith that if Nagy's gone, whoever they replace him with is going to do any better.
No, yeah.
No, there's no guarantee in that.
Yeah.
All I've asked for is somebody like Eric Bieniemy that's talking to players on the sideline, getting in people's faces, that's all I'm asking for is somebody, or somebody young with a lot of ideas. Andy will listen. He'll let players make up plays. I mean, we need someone young and hungry and, and besides that, like Jay-Z the White says Gruden and Reed together would be amazing. Yes. I mean, I would take old Gruden if he's willing to be an offensive coordinator. I mean, I watch his Chiefs videos when he goes over. They're like 45, 50 minutes long, but it's good shit. I mean, he really does know his shit. So I would love it. Like him spicing up Andy would be amazing. And we know they work good together because Andy's had him come in and do consulting leading up to different Super Bowls that we've won. So, yeah, I would love that. I just don't think it's going to happen because of the whole, I mean, he's kind of blackballed by the big head honcho, and that's a tough deal to get by.
Oh, Brian.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Brian said Matt and Eric didn't have the balls to call for anyone's head either. I just don't know. I don't have the confidence to say, what's the defensive back coach name?
Dave Barrett. See,
Dave Barrett?
I have the confidence to say because he's the one that said McDuffie's not playing the slot. And that was a stupid move. And who's in there? Connor. So that makes me think that it's his call. And the way he talks on press conferences is like his shit don't stink. And I don't like that. So, yeah, I would love to get him out. And, I mean, honestly, he could get a head coaching job. He has the demeanor for that. So, hopefully he moves up. We don't have to fire him. But
yeah,
there's going to be a lot of poaching of the staff that'll make it easier on them too. Mm-hmm. Like we just need people to shake it up. That's all we really need.
Yeah.
We just need people to shake it up.
I'm just saying it's not about not having the balls. It's just, if I call for somebody's job and they get fired and the replacement does the exact same thing, then I feel like shit for not really knowing what I was talking about and then just spewing something that feels good.
Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with balls at all. And you talked about like mentioning people who could take over. None of us are qualified to mention who could take over unless they've done a job prior. And it's really only people in the league that actually know who could be promoted to a new position where they'd actually have success. But, All Chiefed Up talks about our current running back coach is an ex-wide receiver, and they get mad about that. And I think I don't agree with them there. Like, I don't think you had to play anything to be a good coach. Like you have to be a student of the game. And I honestly think like it's not fair to say, because he was a wide receiver, he wouldn't be a good running back coach because he could have not played ever and been a good running back coach. Mm. There's definitely things that he might know, about being hit, about, different things. But I don't think it's a requirement at all to have done the job to teach the job. But it probably doesn't hurt, though. It probably doesn't hurt.
It's like having a leg up. Like it's probably this much easier to be an NFL coach if you've played in the NFL. But we see all the time guys that are successful in the coaching trees all over the NFL that never played a snap, never played any kind of football at all.
Maybe a specific coach, but like, dude, would you want Chad Ochocinco to be your head coach?
No, but I don't.
Dude doesn't know crap about anything but wide receiving.
Right.
Like you would literally have like the worst, like the worst run everything because he'd be like all in on the wide receivers. You know what I mean? Like, but then you think about Shannon Sharp, I think could. You know what I mean? Like he looks at the rest of the game. It's just it's the thing. Same thing in jobs. Like until you see the overhead picture of all the pieces of the puzzle that make things work, it's really hard to actually understand what you need to do to get better.
Well, HD Chiefs fan said, I say we get Chase Daniel as our new offensive coordinator.
I would not. Dude, I have watched a lot of his YouTube stuff. He has some, it's boring to most people, but dude, if you really want to dude, he is really, really, really bright. I would not be angry at that at all, but he's got it pretty cushy right now. Go to offensive coordinator and all of a sudden you ain't got time for your wife or your kids. So I don't know that, anybody in broadcasting wants to move back over to coaching. So I don't know.
Be worth looking into.
I mean, if anybody in broadcasting was going to do it, I'd say, well, call Peyton.
Oh man, I always thought Peyton would coach.
I did.
But like I said, man, it's just too cushy doing what he's doing.
Yeah. Well, I thought for sure he would end up being a coach. I mean, he's got one of the best football minds that has ever existed.
Yep.
That's why he and his brother. That's the Monday Night Football I watch. I mean, he and Eli.
Dude, they're so good. They're so good.
Oh my fun.
Oh, it's so good. But yeah, I just don't dude. You said I was just about to bring up Romo. Romo's got it made, dude. There's no way he's gonna go to coaching.
He's the
he would
A
be
team
great
for CBS. So.
Yeah, he would be great, but he's probably the number one broadcaster. He's the new Chris Collinsworth of this age. And say what you want about Chris, but Chris dominated forever, and now he is. So, yeah. Who's that? Why can't I think of who Drew Lock is?
Drew Lock was another Missouri quarterback, and I think he was a local kid. Wasn't he from Kansas City?
Yes,
Chase Daniel was. I think Chase Daniel played at Blue Valley, but I think Drew Lock. But anyway, yeah, they're both Missouri quarterbacks that played a little bit in the NFL.
Didn't Drew Lock play for Denver?
I just can't remember. Brian often brings up Bill Benenball. I should look into him. But yeah, every time I hear Benenball, I think of that The Last Kingdom show on Netflix, the Viking show. His name's Benenball. I wonder if there's a relation there. He's like an ancient Viking. If so, we'll take him.
Drew Lock was drafted by the Denver Broncos. My football knowledge, I'll tell you what, man, it's deep. And you were correct. He went to Lee Summit High School. He plays for the Seahawks. Is he still in the league?
Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah, he's only 29 years old.
Dude, I know his name. I can't place it right now.
He's a backup for the
what does he look
Seahawks.
like?
No, I'll be damned.
Yeah.
Oh, so HD Chiefs beat me to it. He said Lee Summit alum. You know what? That's my bad. I didn't see it. I was too busy looking it up.
He beats us to.
I should just watch the chat. I say my football knowledge goes deep, but yeah, HD's got it.
HD has been there, done that.
Mm-hmm. Up in Seattle, I beat you to that one.
Yes. You say he got guns. He says he's got straps. Oh, you don't know that reference, Buck? It's oh God. See, never mind.
Apparently, you don't know the reference either.
Dre, Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a song. Yeah, it was Dr. Dre, been there, done that. Came out 16 years ago. So no,
that
didn't come out
is
16
it Forgot
years
About
ago.
Dre? I think it was that one, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was on that album, but it was definitely not 16 years ago. It was more like 26 years ago.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I remember my buddy stealing it from Best Buy. And then we rocked to that
Think I
CD.
got guns.
Here
What
it
do you think?
is.
I sold them all? Yeah.
Oh,
I know
here
what
it
you're
is.
talking
Here is the anchor to Brian's hatred for Andy Heck. Go back and watch the November 11th, 1991 Chiefs game, and then tell me about Andy Heck's ability at offensive line. So this
Was
is the
Andy
day.
Heck there in
I
91?
guess.
No, he
And
wasn't there in
Brian-
91.
And Brian has hated him ever since that day.
There's no way he was there in 91. Was he on a dip?
Maybe he played for the other team that game. I don't know.
Did Andy Reid even coach in
Andy Heck,
91?
football.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we're just going down a
I know,
hole
we're just
tonight.
all over the place now. Yeah, he was a first-round pick in '89. Played for the Seahawks till '93. So yeah.
Yeah, Brian, it doesn't matter what McDuff wants. Like, he does what the coaches tell him, and he plays slot anytime the coaches tell him to do it. So, yeah, he might not want it, but either way, it wasn't his choice. It was the coach's choices. And honestly, Spag's base set is the nickel, which means you always have a slot. So he's a starter. And in the most important position almost in the NFL now, because the slot guys are the guys that are getting open. And oftentimes the main wide receivers are motioned to the slot before the snap. So yeah, it's one of the most important positions and hardest in the NFL to play. Like, you have to be like part linebacker, part safety, part defensive back. I mean, that's why they thought Connor could do it, you know, but Connor just gets beat because he just doesn't have a vision for the game.
Man, dude, that's not even fair, Brian, to say that the 91 game that Andy Heck had a terrible game, that he was playing against Derek Thomas and Neil Smith.
Oh, he was playing at that time.
Yes, he was a player. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How does that have anything to do with how he can teach somebody?
I know,
Has
but
nothing
that's what
to
I'm
do
saying.
with it.
That day, he got pissed off at Andy Heck, and he remembers the date. I know he probably looked up the date to know exactly what game it was, but still, sounds like somebody's got a grudge.
Yeah, that kid. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, there's Andy Reid. If he had made it Andy Reid, if he had made it to the NFL, would have been destroyed by every team on the offensive with him playing offensive line. So. That's not an argument, Brian.
I'm just
Come
playing.
on.
I'm just
Come
playing
on.
devil's advocate to Brian here. I'm not arguing that he isn't a problem either. I'd simply say I don't know.
JC the White's like, oh, it makes so much sense now. We finally understand. Well, okay,
Where Brian's coming from, yeah.
dude. We're done. Like, basically, we've went way longer than we normally do. Does anybody have anything they want to say about the actual game that's coming up?
Oh, that's right. That's why we're doing this live stream today.
Like, if we do lose this, no matter who we play, no matter who we try out, it's gonna be embarrassing.
I mean,
they're bad.
They're 2-12.
I already said, let's break down the game. The Titans suck. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. So this would be a great game for Minshew to go out there and hopefully find some success and get a little confidence going into the off season. So
yeah, well, and then right
HD
after that
said
game,
that they're going to be at the game. That's awesome. I mean, Nashville is fun. fun.
Nashville is fun. I've never been there, but I know a lot of friends who've been there. They talk highly
It is
of
a
it.
great time. It's the bachelorette party capital of the world, maybe the universe.
Oh, I thought Austin was that.
It's weird that you know that.
No. No.
Mel went there and she stayed at like this mall hotel. Like it was a mall that had multiple hotels in it. And like it was like crazy. She said it was like being at Disney World. Forget what
Was it
hotel
the everybody's gonna laugh. Was it the Gaylord Opry? Is that where she stayed?
It was the Grand Ole Opry.
No, that's not what he
No,
said.
The Gaylord right next door.
Mel?
Wait, are you being serious,
Yeah.
Tom? Is there actually a Gaylord Opry next door?
He said there was a Gaylord Opry.
Gaylord is a hotel chain across the
Yep,
country, and
that's
they're
what she
huge.
said.
And the
Yeah.
one,
You're right.
The one in Nashville is the biggest one. It's absurd how huge it is. It's amazing.
She was like, "This is nuts." But
it's
that's where
it's
HD
crazy.
lives. He said, "Yeah, he lives in Nashville. That's right."
Oh, nice.
But,
Okay, I got a lot of friends in Nashville. HD, I'll hit you up next time I'm there.
So, yeah, I mean, right after this game, 4 days later, we play Christmas, and we're gonna get. I mean, no matter what we do, I hate to admit it, but we're just gonna get it pushed in, man. Like the Broncos are gonna take advantage of this situation and just beat the ever-loving snot out of us, and we're gonna have to deal with Bronco Nation saying like, "Thanks for giving it back."
It's over.
Who cares?
You've
Let 'em
just given it
gloat.
to us.
It's gonna be
Let 'em
rough.
gloat.
It's gonna be rough.
Yep.
It's all right.
Well, whatever.
I'm not taking it to heart. I mean, it was a bad season. The next few games have the possibility of being just disgusting. But you know what? I'm excited. I'm excited
for the future.
I'm excited for change.
I'm
really
excited for
am.
the off season because it's gonna be something we haven't seen in a decade. Like we're gonna actually see moves, right after the season's over. We're gonna see quite a bit. We're gonna have we're gonna be able to go to the Super Bowl and not have our heart explode. We're gonna be able to go to a party and just get drunk and not care.
I can get up and get food during the game.
If Denver makes it to the Super Bowl and they win, that will be like a little.
I'm not watching. I'm boycotting.
Yeah, right.
Since we were talking about boycotting the Super Bowl, that's what'll get me to do it.
I have a question for you guys. The first Super Bowl that we won in our lifetime, Super Bowl 54. Did you guys cry? Like actually, like cry? Like I sobbed.
Oh yeah.
Like I called my mom and I was like, "Mom, we did it! You always told me about what this felt like, but this is crazy." Like I sobbed. And
my son was 11 and he was already in bed. And that was by choice. He's not a big football fan, so he didn't care to watch the game. He stayed up as late as he could because we told him he was allowed to. But at the end of the game, we woke him up and brought him out, and he was so annoyed. He's like, "Why are you doing this?" I'm like, "When you're an old man like me, you're gonna remember this moment, and it's important, man. It's really important."
Well,
Yeah, I cried for sure.
My point with this is I didn't cry at any of the other wins. Like,
oh yeah,
they got less and less meaningful as it went on. So, dude, I really hope that the Bills get it. I really hope that the Texans get it. I really hope the Bears get it. I want somebody who hasn't had success in decades to get it. And I want that whole fan base to enjoy that fucking cry like I did, because there's no feeling like it. And I'm excited for other people and happy, dude, I'm being weird right now for sure, but it's serious. I thought back to that day and I'd kind of forgotten how I felt until Cole. I was watching some Cole video, and he talked about crying and how he was embarrassed, and I was like, embarrassed my ass? That's awesome. Yeah, I guess if you don't know, if somebody cries a lot, like it doesn't make as much sense, but like I don't cry. So that was huge, and I hope other people get to enjoy that. I don't want the Patriots to do it. Hell no. I don't want the Packers to do it. I
want Broncos fans crying for the opposite reason.
I don't want Broncos fans to have it. I'm even cool with the Chargers to have it. Yeah, I want people who have been snuffed out of it for so long, to get that feeling, and that's something exciting for me. So I'm going to be rooting for the team who hasn't won it. No matter who's in it, I'm rooting for the team who hasn't won it the longest.
Or who wasn't won it at all, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah. Mel just yelled, the Bears? Well, I mean, the Bills didn't win.
Yeah, the Bills.
They just went to 4 Super Bowls.
Yeah. But whatever happens, we'll be watching it together, gentlemen.
Yeah. In a really sweet theater.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, Houston has never even played in a Super Bowl.
Nope.
So I may have to switch it from the Bills, which, I mean, God, I wish that fan base could at least get one and then go away. But Houston's never even played in that.
And how cool were the freaking Houston's fans when they came in?
Yeah, they were awesome.
In our pregame show and our aftergame show. They came in. They weren't high on their horse. They were, they were respectful. Like, it seems like a good fan base.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, that's a good
This
point.
is funny, HD. I relish in the Bills being Charlie Brown trying to kick the football. Oh, man.
Yeah. All right.
Actually, you know what? When I gained my respect for Bills fans was actually in Nashville. The Bills were playing the Titans, and I was in town. Actually, my wife and I went there just for the weekend, just to hang out. And everywhere you went, there was nothing but Bills fans. And I was like, this is crazy. I don't know that I ever paid attention to how crazy Bills Mafia was. And they were all just the
lots
coolest
of beards.
people. So that's where
big beards.
That's where my
bellies.
respect started. Was in Nashville. So
Yep. Well, last thing on the